So here's a funny story. This morning at breakfast, there was a bunch of people hanging out. They were all eating their breakfast and cooking up their coffee and stuff. And I was talking about how the cap, the protector cap on my water bottle had broken off. And so I had been traveling with no cap. And every time that I went to go put my pack on, a bunch of water would come squirting out. And I was telling them about how last night what happened was I had the water in here without the cover, without the protector cap, and I just threw my sack into my tent, and guess what? I didn't notice, but about 4 minutes later, I had a ton of water all over the base of my tent, like in my tent, on the floor where my sleeping pad was. And I was like, so I grabbed a sock, put my hand in the sock, cleaned it all up. But meanwhile, I'm cursing. And it's probably like 9:30 at night. And the guy in the tent next to me goes, "Everything okay over there?" And I was like, "Yeah, I just spilled my water." So I'm telling this story at breakfast this morning. And one of the guys at breakfast comes over and he comes like this and he goes, just gives me the cap. And he goes, "How about this?" And I was like, oh my gosh. And one of the guys at the shelter there goes, "The trail will provide." And it was just really, really cool. I'm so happy I have a cap. I mean, it's just these little things, right? I never get sick of it. I never get sick of it. Those mountains go on forever. Look, forever where they touch the sky. Beautiful. Anybody remember these? Little Debbie snack cakes. Little Debbie snack cakes. This was the Star Crunch. It's like a Krispy Kreme on the outside. Maybe it's a cookie. And it's got caramel. It is exactly what I should be eating at 10:49 a.m. 100%. This is a verified breakfast item. Not really. It looks like there's trail magic at the bottom of this hill. I see somebody set up with some tables and chairs, and it's a van, and that's always a good sign. So hopefully we can get a little food before we try to tackle the next hill. Oh my gosh, this coming down on this hill has been so hard on my knees. I'm excited to take my pack off and sit in that man's, I can see it from here, his little lawn chairs. I can't wait. I'll take you with me. So you get to the bottom of a super steep hill and you see a minivan and you see chairs and you see people hanging out and you know they're gonna give you something. Ooh, I see Doritos. I could definitely go for that. Oh yes. So trail magic comes in all different forms. I truly believe that. And this trail magic showed up with electricity. Oh my gosh. I was able to charge my phone. I can't even tell you, having more battery on my phone just gives me just a little bit more like security. So that was huge. I had some grapes, delicious. I had an orange, delicious. But he had Mountain Dew and Cokes and some other things. I think I'm catching the tail end of a large group in front of me. So they certainly got first picks, but I was very happy with electricity. That was really what I needed. So thank you to Fusion, who did the AT last year and is providing trail magic for this year's class of 2026. So thank you to him. And I think he even took my picture and said he was gonna post something. So I don't know, whatever. Trail cam. Current temperature 79.2 degrees. I just stopped for a really long break I had some lunch. What did you have, Jess? Why, it's stovetop stuffing. Stovetop stuffing is way better than the instant mashed potatoes, but still mediocre meals. I mean, I think I'm gonna have to get used to these trail foods, or I'm gonna have to, I don't know, buy something else. I don't know. But anyway, food is really not a big concern right now. It's not something that I'm thinking about it, but I'm thinking about real food. I'm not thinking about trail food. I'm not thinking about snacks. But a real meal would be great. Let's see. So at the stop, I soaked my feet for a little bit. It was a tiny little stream. I mean, it was like nothing, but I was able to get more water. Had some lunch, changed into shorts because it was very cold this morning. However, it is very hot now. And we move on and we keep on walking. Could you please move, sir? Sir, excuse me. Sir, you're kind of taking up the road here. Some of us need to cross. Come on. Come on, get going. Go on. Beat it. There he is. Another snake. Ooh, what's he doing that weird move? Why is he doing that? Is he digesting something? Oh my gosh. Eesh. Come on, keep going. Keep going. Go, go, go. Okay, we are just coming up to Wesser Bald Fire Tower up there. I'd like to learn more about what is the purpose of the fire towers, and you know, they had to have a better way of getting up here than climbing what I just climbed. I mean, the forest would be burned to the ground if I was in charge of this. But yeah, I'm gonna climb up there. I'm gonna see how I do. So this is the top of Wesser Bald Fire Station, fire or something. It's beautiful up here. It is so gorgeous, and all these people have like carved in their initials. It is a little bit unsettling to be up here because I am really super high up, like down there is everybody. So, and you kind of got to go down these creepy looking stairs. So I'm definitely not going to record while I go down there, but I did want to show you this amazing view. Incredible. Another just stupendous moment to take it all in. And this is a pretty spectacular part of the trail. I'm at the very top and mountains all around me. Mountains all around me. And that's where I came from. Cool, right? So cool. So this is the trail here. And one wrong move and look at this. Woo! Oh my gosh. That's so deep. It's scary. Trail cam. So I've got about 3.4 miles to go to get to the shelter that I want to stay at. If I can find a stealth camp spot between here and there, I will take it. But if I don't, I'll just stay at the shelter and tent camp with the other folks. Because tomorrow, so fun, there's a place called the NOC, and I think the N is the Nantahala Outdoor Center, otherwise known as the NOC. Big place. Pretty much the only thing that's at the bottom of this trail. So anyway, tomorrow, Saturday, they are going to have a big celebration for thru-hikers. So there's going to be like free food and gear and demonstrations and stuff like that. And so I have a room at the place tomorrow night. So what I want to do is get as close to the NOC as I can without, having to go too far. So this particular shelter is about a mile from the NOC, and that would just make my life really easy, because I'd only have to walk a mile and then I'd be like in town for the celebration and the festival. But I would be lying if I was the only person who had that suggestion. That's why everyone is staying at that shelter, which is cool. I like that group, so we'll see. Okay, so now it's kind of a race against the clock. I got about a mile to go, and the sun is setting, and it's starting to get kind of misty out. So I know rain is on the way, and the bugs are starting to come out, and I am ripe for biting because I stink, and I don't know, I'm not very happy right now. I just really want to get to camp. So I got to the campsite just in time. It's just starting to rain, and I just got my tent up, and everyone else is looking to make their ways into their tents and say goodnight. I got here just in time, like not a second to spare.